Hello, hi friends, hello viewers. So here today I'm going to explain about um, how to display hello world text using UI5, and here we are going to explain about the bootstrapping process and about the model view and controller here, and how to link this view controller files with that HTML, all this process. So let's get started. So the first thing is here, first you should have a WebID account and please register for WebID in the cloud platform. And once it is done, so you can go to your WebID and go to the service in your cloud platform and you launch your WebID. Once you launch your WebID, here it may be a different name workspace, but I have created new workspace for this training. So I'm using this one. So I'm going to create a new folder first. You can create a project from the template also, but here my intention is to explain step by step how the bootstrapping works in UI5 and view folder, controller folder, and linking of all this. Okay, so now here I'm going to create a new project, sorry, a new folder, new folder. Here I will give my project is let hello world, so I will give hello world slash, and I will give web app. Okay, so I'm created a folder. So here I'm going to create a new file that is called index.html. Index.html file is normal HTML file. So instead of typing the code, just I'm copying it from the demo kit. You can use that also. So here I'm taking my index.html code from here. Okay, so copy it, and here this is the doc type. HTML is the root tag, and head and body we have. Whatever we write in the body, all will be displayed in the web page. Okay, now when I run this, what will happen? See, if you want to run it, right click on it and you can run as web application, and also you can click here display button also. So it displayed hello world text, that is with normal HTML. My target is to display the same hello world text using UI5. Okay, that we'll get into one by one. Okay, now if you want to include any script file in HTML, we use the script tag with source attribute. Similarly, we do the same thing here. For that also, I'm copying the code from here. You can find it here also. Second step, that is called bootstrapping. So you want more theory, you can go through this. All this part is very nice and well documented. So here I am going to take the script tag. Okay. So inside the head, I'm copying it, and here it is referring to the cloud path. So I have not created my project from template, so it will not load from this particular path. That's why it will give an error. So whenever you load it, it will give in the network tab or console, you can find the errors. SAP is not defined. That means when you reload it, you can see that it is not able to find this code path, the mention which you have, whatever you have mentioned the path. So instead of that, I will take my UI5 URL from the CDN. CDN means content delivery network. That means like this URL will be there. So CDN. So I'm copying it from here. Open UI5 I'm using. So okay, here I'm loading it from URL, CDN URL. Now it works. So if you want any particular version, you can choose like this resources. So here, if you want 1.60.18, you can use like this. If you don't want such type of thing, you can directly mention it. It will take the latest version of your UI5. Okay. So for now, I'm using latest version of UI5. And these are the configuration attributes. And this is the source of UI5 core part. So the process of loading UI5 into your application will call bootstrapping. And these four are configuration parameters. And this is the theme, SAP Belize. And this is the library part, SAP.yum, which I'm going to use here. And making my recent function compatible with recent of Microsoft Edge. And I'm loading my libraries asynchronously. If you want more theory about the steps, you can go through here. You can see it here. They have mentioned all the theory part, the source attribute, script, initializers, and I am talking this. You configure the process of bootstrapping to run asynchronously, async. And to make it the most efficient functionality of new Wi-Fi, we define the compatibility version as Edge. Okay. And I specify the required UI library SAP datum. Okay. Now after that, what I have done, go back to here. So I am using init. I am using global init event which is attached to the core, and I am checking whether my UI5 is loaded successfully or not. So whenever UI5 is loaded successfully into your application, automatically UI5 framework will trigger the init global init event, and then when it is triggered, my anonymous function which contains my alert code will be triggered. Okay, so let us run this. So UI5 is ready to give my alert. When you see now in the network tab or console, you don't see any error alert. SAP is not defined. When you reload it again, you can see SAP core.js is loaded successfully. That's why it is giving you the 200 success. So it is able to find from this path. So if I make any changes to this path, wrong path, let us take resources 1 or something, or underscore resources underscore something, we load it again, it will give the same error. SAP is not defined. See here, it will give the same error. SAP is not defined because that is not a correct path. So this is what I want to tell you. Okay. Now, what am my goal is to display the hello world text using UI5. Now I'm going to remove this hello world text from the normal HTML paragraph text. Don't want to alert this here. I want to display this. So I want to display my text here in HTML. I use the paragraph tag to display my text. Now in UI5, I'm going to use the text control. So that also you can go with this part, control part, and instead of that, I'm going to use this one. That means when you go to demo kit, you can find API reference sap.m.text. So this is the text I'm going to use, and here there is a separate session related to control API. We will look at it later how this one, and I'm using this constructor part. That means creating a new instance of this control. That's it. Okay. Here I'm going to create new sap.m.text, and I am using, and I want to add this UI5 specific class and the ID for my body. So I am adding it, replacing that body with this body, and it means it's a CSS class and one ID of the ID for this body. Okay, and you have instantiated the text control with text property and assign text. You have give the value to the text property. Now when you run this, it won't. We'll see what happens. Okay, hello world text is not displayed. You have, even though you declared, you have given the hello world, it is not getting displayed because it is not is inside the DOM. That means it is not inside the body. Okay, that's why you know to make available that in the DOM. So there is one standard function place at. So it will place your text control inside the DOM, then only it will display. So I am using place at of content. So I am using this ID for this. That means this text control will be placed inside the body whenever the UI5 application is executed. See here, hello world text got displayed using UI5. When you see this, the theme also applied. This is Belai's theme. Earlier it was a normal color, white or something. When you see it here, console elements inside the body, you can see this hello world text with some automatically generated classes or div and its attributes, ID, class. All this comes from the UI5 framework. Okay, so this is for today, how to display hello world text using UI5 and the process of loading. What we have learned today is the bootstrapping. That means loading of UI5 into your UI5 application and adding some configuration attributes to your UI5 script, your best UI5 application. And we have seen these things and how to instantiate a control and what importance of global init event Okay, this is for today. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. We'll see you in the next section. Okay, bye.